The topic we're going to talk about today is the dump tests women use on men. It's also called shit testing, but I'm going to go ahead and call it dump testing because that's what it is. So here are some situations women who are trying to test you will put you in. A lot of the time, the initial phase of the dump test will take the form of questions. Questions to try to generate a response or get a reaction from you. Based on that reaction, they get an idea of how they can treat you. Although it's far more complicated than that, I'm going to use the terms alpha male and beta male to try to categorize people so that we all know what I'm talking about. Simply put, the whole point behind the dump test is to get an emotional response from you so they can see how you react to the situation, which in turn signals them how they can react in the future. Sadly, it is something that all women do because it is in their nature. Based on your performance, she knows how to treat you in that relationship, whether it's a short-term situation or a long-term situation. Now let's go through the basics of it and classify how the dump testing really works. At the beginning of the relationship, you're just learning who the individual is. You might be at the bar or you may be at the bookstore. The fundamental level of dump testing are in the forms of questions or rapid replies to the event. If you approach a girl and ask her for something or you want to get her number, a typical response is that she will say she has a boyfriend. Now most of them haven't thought of anything further than that. They just think that that's going to be the end of it and the guy will back off. The guy, for the most part, will pack up his bags and go the other way. But if you respond in a classic way to say, "Oh well, sorry for you, your friend's hotter anyway," but you can get her attention back onto you where she doesn't expect it. In any case, she might not be interested in you, but in the end, you don't have the final say in that circumstance. Another example is when she asks if she looks fat. Avoiding involvement in the situation is the best course of action. "No, honey, you look lovely." These are all minor typical challenges that, if you're MGTOW, you can avoid since you've chosen your own path. However, if you offer her a backhanded praise to a man who doesn't know what they are, you won't appear much heavier than the other ladies there. She is now unsure where to place that. She is aware of your response. You're not going to be a beta male. You won't try to tell her what she wants to hear or be a simp about that particular subject. At the end of the day, though, you can give her a little compliment and continue. At that point, she will be aware that you are either going to make light of the circumstance and not take it seriously, or else she is not even going to consider your opinion. She's not going to attempt to dump test you in that specific way. So those are the basic fundamental levels for dump testing. They are all presented as queries or requests for immediate action to gauge your response. Let's move on to the game at the advanced level. She will try to use these difficult games to demonstrate her authority over you or to push your boundaries. Now these are outside the range of questions and queries for the most part. She will start asking you to perform tasks for her so that she can gauge your level of reliability. For example, if you're sitting on a couch, she might ask you to go to the refrigerator and get a drink and bring it back to her. That is pushing her to the limit right there. She's not testing your level of politeness, but rather your willingness to get up off the couch, go get a drink, and bring it back. She will be dry than the Arabian desert at that time since you have just switched from being the dominant to the submissive. For example, if your girlfriend is visiting and you go fetch a drink or a glass of water, you will already be in the submissive position. She won't get wet playing any of the games you bring to the table right now. She is dry because now you simply have positioned yourself as the subservient one in the relationship. If you're sitting on the couch or even if you're in the kitchen, you tell her to get up and get herself a drink. That is not the case in this instance. So these are situations where she tries to assert dominance. Mothers who stay at home are another example. You spend all day at work. She is with the children at home. She has her own job at home, which is to make sure everything is set for her and the kids. Now she may have forgotten to get something from the grocery store, and she's going to call you at work or text you to go pick up a bunch of things from the store because she forgot. She's been home all day doing whatever that she's been up to and can't even get to the store to get stuff for the house. You don't need that. She needs to prioritize her time better as a mom because that is her duty. Your duty is to be the provider. In that situation, she failed at her duties and wants you to cover up for her duties in addition to yours. Now it is a dump test. The minute you stop at the store, don't think that it will be a one-off thing. She's going to keep forgetting things in the future and realize that you are the backup in that situation. She needs to do a better job at her job and you do a better job at your job. It's like, I don't need to be doing your job and my job at the same time. Another indication that she's attempting to exert her authority over you is when you witness these battered spouses holding women's purses while they shop in the mall while they sit on a sideline. Okay, and while these women are spending the money they likely brought here, these males are bent over, holding handbags. Why are you taking your wife or girlfriend to the mall? I don't see why I should accompany you to the mall, especially if I am aware that you will be shopping. According to my personal perspective, you do things on your own schedule. When you want to buy clothing, go obtain your own. When you feel like it, go try some clothes on. You want to take Johnny out to buy clothing, take Johnny out and buy clothes since that's what you're doing. You are the stay-at-home mother because of this, the domestic engineer. Okay, you go take him out, and Johnny and I will be rolling to the mall to go get shoes when I want to take Johnny out to get stuff. We'll go get some shoes. We don't have to bring the entire family. I'm not carrying your handbag while you're putting on outfits in there. You take the individual. Why you can't bring the purse in there is beyond me. You simply need your wallet out of that purse. There is enough room inside for you to remove your wallet. Now, why do you need me to handle the whole dang purse? So it is basically clearly her expressing her power over you. Now you know why your marriage is sexless. It's because you're failing these tests over and over again. You will go through nuclear dump tests, in which she will either attempt to make you envious or try to end the relationship. She wants to know if you will stand up for her. These are the three things she's attempting, either to end the relationship, to make you envious, or to test whether you would stand up for her. There are a few events that will take place in this. She intends to place herself in these situations that make you wonder what the hell is going on. And the reason why she's doing these things is that she's trying to see whether you can supply her with security, because she's incredibly insecure. Okay, so this relationship is extended when you reach this level. The duration of this connection might range from 6 months to a lifetime of marriage. She'll put herself in vulnerable situations that make you wonder what the heck is going on. She's going to lunch with a male coworker, for instance. That one is simple. She will check your reaction to it. She will gossip about this particular coworker because she wants to humiliate you, and she will then position herself in circumstances where she will see him for lunch and while she's attending girls' evenings out. Women naturally have to put themselves in these situations when men claim they don't want to play these particular games because they either need to test your limitations with them or give themselves enough security in order to demonstrate their control over you, or for you to continue to impose your dominance over them, or they have to end the relationship. This is how it happens, guys. I avoid long-term relationships because of this. I avoid getting married because no one wants to deal with these situations. Hope you got to understand how women keep dump testing you throughout your lives and relationships. I hope you're aware and better positioned to face these situations if you come across them. That's it for today, guys. Thanks for tuning in.